Okay, we have to talk about the recent claims about the alien attack or the UFO attack in Peru. There is a crazy story going around that it was all a bunch of miners and that it was a Scooby-Doo type attack with some miners in masks pretending to be aliens. Is that what happened? Well, let's dive into it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, so this is an article from the Daily Dot. I had never heard about the Daily Dot before. Who are these guys? Founded by Nicholas White in 2011, the Daily Dot is headquartered in Austin, Texas. That's my hometown. I lived most of my life in Austin. The site, conceived as the internet's hometown newspaper, focuses on topics such as streaming entertainment, geek culture, memes, gadgets, and social issues such as LGBT, gender, and race. So take that, keep that in mind. Let's see. So we got 7-foot green goblin aliens terrorizing village turn out to be illegal gold miners. The ETs with unique floating abilities were men wearing jetpacks, according to this article by Merlin Ettinger. Villagers from a tribe in rural Peru were terrorized for weeks by what one news report called 7-foot armored aliens resembling Green Goblin from Spider-Man. But a recent investigation by the local prosecutor's office revealed that the men were actually illegal miners seeking to sow terror among the tribe while they committed illicit activities. The group launched nightly attacks on the villagers in Alto Nene, a district in an Amazonian region northeast of Lima, Peru's capital. Z News Service reported that the ET beings had large heads and yellowish eyes and had been attacking the village at night since July 11th. Okay, here's the pertinent part. Users pointed to stories from 2019 and 2020 documenting illegal gold mining activity in Alto Nene, the region where the alien attacks allegedly happened. If it is genuinely true that a small indigenous Peruvian village is being terrorized by large armored humanoids with advanced weaponry, I suggest checking whether their presence happens to be holding up any mining or logging rights in the area. Really not a bad point, right? I mean, the simplest explanation sometimes is the best and the most reasonable and the most accurate. So, okay, I'm totally on board with the idea that it could be humans. I mean, we're talking about a pretty extravagant situation, right? And the beings that are doing this don't have any particular goal that at least is discernible. In the Colares, Brazil case, the beings were actually doing something to the people for some obvious reason. Not the case here in Peru. In the area of Alto Nene, the attack location, authorities reported that illegal mining activities involved child labor. 2 wooden boats turned into dredgers were seized alongside a range of equipment needed to extract the precious metal. Moving on, in 2020, local authorities found and destroyed various dredgers on Alto Nene and also seized communications equipment used by the illegal miners. We found high-end radios and cell phone devices that are often used to warn of our presence on the river. In the recent reports of alien attacks, the villagers claimed that the aliens wore protective armor and had unique floating abilities using round shapes shoes with a red light. After the attacks began, reported La Repubblica, a Peruvian newspaper, the villagers took to patrolling at night to repel attacks from the armed men. I shot one of them twice and he wasn't injured. He rose and disappeared, Avila said to Z News Service. According to prosecutor Carlos Quintanilla, the men used high-tech equipment like jetpacks, which let them rise and descend in the sky. So that's what they're saying. These guys, these miners, are using jetpacks. Now, jetpacks aren't commonly available. They're rare and they're fairly obvious. So I don't know if you could actually mistake a jetpack for an floating alien. But you guys let me know what your temperature is on that. I'm not really buying that. You could say, well, they're superstitious, uneducated villagers. But Really, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. You got to have a little more respect for the people there. La Repubblica reports the miners search for gold in the Peruvian jungle by using harsh chemicals to dredge the waters, leaving them polluted in their wake. So there you go. There is the report from the Daily Dot. Is this a genuine report? Is this reporting the truth? Well, here's some thoughts from Timothy Alberino on Redacted.
You know, this incident that happened in the village of San Antonio with the Iquitu tribe, it did not happen in isolation. There have been, and always are, other incidents ongoing in this area. I mean, there's all kinds of UFO activity. People are always seeing UFOs. I've seen UFOs out here in this very same region of the jungle. And there's a handful of other incidents that have happened surrounding this particular incident. So this did not unfold in isolation. There's been sightings of strange beings by other people who are not associated with this tribe that have been unfolding for the last couple of months, and in different parts of this area, in different parts of the jungle, around in the vicinity of the city of Iquitos. So it's not specific to this tribe. So here again, we have a problem. The miners' explanation kind of falls apart because it's not localized to this tribe in this village.
Okay, so there you go. This is kind of widespread in that area. It's not confined to that one village. If these were miners with jetpacks, that would have to be a very large-scale operation of deceit by these miners, and surely word would get out. There would be leaks from this group doing this if that was the case. We also have to keep in mind that the residents of that area were also seeing UFOs. I even shared with you one of those UFO videos that one of the residents was able to capture. There are also pictures and even video of non-human beings, of supposedly non-human beings, including a gray type looking being that to me really looks more like a mantis being. There's also a more luminous, tall being that's been reported. It's also worth noting that, at least according to one report, there have been black helicopters sighted in that area, signaling the arrival of the UFO control group. The multinational effort led by the U.S., according to most reports, that managed the UFO issue. For those who aren't, familiar with my terminology of the UFO control group, the group that has been recovering UFOs forever, reverse engineering them, and keeping this secret all these many years, likely including assassinations and other skullduggery. Also, according to many reports, they are working with the beings, and this is from credible people like Terry Lovelace, who Lou Elizondo himself has called credible and has since become a good friend of. Terry Lovelace was on a giant UFO with beings, and the U.S. military was working alongside these beings, actually as crew members, not just as passengers. They were pushing buttons and doing stuff on this giant UFO that was bigger on the inside than the outside. And this is from a witness, a veteran, who Lou Elizondo calls credible. All of which is to say the UFO control group is up to some stuff, and they have been heavily involved with the phenomenon for a long time. It appears that they may have had their own UFOs since at least the 60s. That is, they've had their own high-tech vehicles that can fly around and do the sorts of things that UFOs can generally do. Sometimes there are non-humans aboard these ships, sometimes there are not. Sometimes they seem exclusively piloted by humans and under the control of the control group. See, for example, the recent witness brought forward by Stephen Greer, who saw a UFO controlled by humans loading weapons and potentially even humans aboard a UFO in Indonesia. Is that how the control group funds itself, is through the black market? It's entirely possible. And it does not bode well for the morality of the control group if they are working with beings and they're shooting at other beings, as I've reported on numerous times. Did they choose the right side? Can we trust the UFO control group to have chosen the right side in that conflict? So here we go. Possible involvement by the UFO control group in Peru. They have descended on the scene to quiet everything up. Now, I should say that I don't have corroboration of the black helicopter story. So just going to be honest with you guys. I've been looking for corroboration by, other witnesses who have seen the black helicopters or other signs of the involvement of the control group in that area. Men in black going around, hushing people up, that sort of thing. I've been looking for that information. If you find it, please let me know, because that would be further corroboration that the control group has asserted itself into this situation. And if that is indeed true, then that's definitely a sign that this is a true non-human event and not a bunch of miners with jetpacks and masks. But this little guy doesn't seem to be a miner in a mask. So I'm not really inclined to think these are a bunch of miners in masks. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. From my research into this part of the world and their involvement with the phenomenon, they seem to have had a heavy involvement with the phenomenon going back many years, with a lot of potentially non-human influence in that area, leading to things like the ability to connect with the beyond via ayahuasca and other methods, similar. Now, I know some people are going to say that's woo-woo. Well, I guess it is, but as Gary Nolan himself says, when you look into UFOs, the woo-woo is right around the corner. That is a direct quote from Gary Nolan, and I can testify to the reality of that. After one ayahuasca experience, where I had this powerful event happen for me, and I asked for confirmation about that event. A month later, I saw a UFO that seemed to be directly answering that question and confirming that event. So that was the woo-woo and that was the UFO, like peanut butter and chocolate, just fitting together. All of which is to say that the alien attacks that are ongoing right now in Peru, if indeed that's what's happening and it's not a bunch of miners in masks, is not exactly part of a pattern exactly, because we don't see a lot of silver-suited, yellow-eyed, floating beings in the lore of that region attacking people. But we do see a pattern of UFO and paranormal activity there, and more woo-woo activity in that region that has been going on for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So my take on all this is it's probably not miners in suits. This is probably a narrative being floated by the control group, if indeed they have stepped in, as it appears from at least one report, and I'm still trying to get confirmation on that. So again, if you see it before I do, let me know. And if you see something to support the idea that it's a bunch of miners in suits and jetpacks, let me know. Also, if you know where I can get one of these jetpacks, let me know that too. But what do you think about all this, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. And if you could share this video on social media when it drops, that would be super helpful. And there's plenty of other videos to check out on the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.